and welcome to today's CALMC Quick Takes video. My name is Jim Coles. I'm the Executive Director of Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
And I'm Meredith Porterfield, Program Manager for Columbus Area Labor Management Committee.
As we summarize the interest-based process today, we're going to take a look again at each of the steps in the process and offer some suggestions on how to get the most out of your use of interest-based problem solving.
So this part of the video, we're going to go through each of the steps and just give you some tips and techniques or some reminders about what you need to watch for in each of the steps. So starting out with the first step, problems. You brainstorm a long list of problems, but then the next thing is the group has to come to consensus on a starting point or the number of problems that you're going to be working on. So there are a couple of techniques that can help you as far as narrowing down that list, that can help you come to consensus. And those techniques are nominal group technique and multi-voting. Both of those can help you narrow down and make it maybe a little bit easier coming to consensus on where you want to start, what problems you want to work on. The other thing too, as a reminder, is that once you've identified the problems that you want to work on, be very careful not to jump to solutions. That's a tendency that some groups have, and you need to watch that because you want to avoid that. So the next step, of course, is to identify interests. And remember, each side's going to identify their own interests. Then, and this is the important part, you're going to go back and identify your common interests or your mutual interests. You're going to circle those that you have in common. And there may be some that each side brainstorms, but may not be on the other side. But as going through each of those interests, the other side determines, yeah, that's probably one of our interests too, and that's a good thing. So you need to remember about that. The other thing is it's going to be difficult probably at first because you're going to have to be a little bit more honest than you're used to. That's something that groups have a little bit of problem with at first when they go through this problem or process, because you have to reveal a little bit more about yourself. So as you go on, it'll get a little bit easier as you get a little bit more comfortable with the process and with the people that you're working with. Something else that's a reminder for this particular step is sometimes people have a problem with identifying interests. They may identify problems, they may identify solutions, but remember the interests are the why we're working on this particular problem. There are fears, there are wants, our concerns. Those are our interests, and that's what you need to identify in the second step. The next step is identifying options or solutions. And what you need to be very careful of with this one is not to debate the options, because you're going to have something later on that's going to help you to determine just exactly which of the options is best for the problem that you're working on. The other thing that's important too is you don't want to do your standards before your options. This is something that we recommend. I know some groups like to do it that way, but what we see as far as doing it is that it can be seen as manipulating the process as far as the outcome is concerned, and also it can prevent groups from identifying some solutions that maybe they wouldn't consider otherwise. So go ahead and do your standards after your options. You'll have a better process if you do that. So then we are coming to standards as our next step. And remember, standards need to be specific, they need to be objective, they need to be measurable. And as far as specificity is concerned, it could be such as cost is concerned. Maybe you want to come up with a cost limit, or maybe there's a certain time frame that you have to resolve this problem by. So you want to use that. That's what we mean by being specific. The other thing too I want to remind you about is there are 3 standards that can go along with just about any problem that you're going to be working on, and they are cost effective, mutually beneficial, and workable. The other thing is that you need to think about, you can brainstorm a long list of standards, but what we recommend is that you come up with no more than 5 standards, simply because if you do come up with more than 5, it makes the process a lot more cumbersome, and then you start to eliminate options that you really do need to consider. So the next thing that I would also suggest is that, remember, you have to go through each and every option. Judge your standards against your option. If there is any option that doesn't meet a single standard, you cross it off. You eliminate that option. But you go through all the list of your options, because you're probably going to have several, and then you come up with maybe a smaller list of options, and then you're going to have to decide what you want to do. Do you want to prioritize that? Do you want to combine some? That's something you're going to have to come to consensus on as a group as far as what you want to do. So that's our presentation for today. We hope you got something out of it. Thanks for watching.